Jessica Pegula discloses what she told her coach at the start of the third set versus Amanda Anisimova. Jessica Pegula defeated Amanda Anisimova 1-6, 6-4, 6-3, in the semifinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships. In a battle of two top Americans, it was Anisimova who started strongest, taking a commanding 6-1 lead in the semifinals. But Pegula refused to give in and fought back to win in 3, securing her place in the final. There, she will play either Coco Gauff or Alina Svitolina. After the match, Pegula revealed what she told her coach, Mark Knowles, at the beginning of the third set. Jessica Pegula told Mark Knowles she was just happy to be playing a third set. During her post-match interview, Pegula reflected on the match and her slow start. At the start of the third, it was 1-1, and I said to my coach I'm just happy I'm even here right now, she admitted. She was playing some incredible tennis. I just came out a little slow, and when you come out slow against Amanda Anisimova, she can wipe you off the court. Honestly, I'm not really sure what I did to turn it around. I held on to my serve in the second set. I kept telling myself that. I had some break points in the first set, even though I didn't take any, and I knew I could get some back. That was really all I was focusing on. Jessica Pegula versus Amanda Anisimova. Match stats. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. Aces. 7. Double faults. 3. 4. First serve percent. 65%. 74%. Win percent on first serve. 64%. 59%. Win percent on second serve. 50%. 57%. Break points. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 9. Winners. 21. 39. Unforced errors. 12. 36. The world number 5 was then asked about the matchup with Anisimova, having extended her head-to-head lead to 5-0. It's a really tough matchup. It's not like they are easy matchups, said Pegula. But I do think I am able to take some time away from her. I think I am able to hit a flat ball and not let her set up and go for her big shots, which is what she is really good at. I try to utilize that as much as I can and then mix with some variety. Jessica Pegula and Amanda Anisimova's head-to-head record. Winner. Loser. Score. 2026 Dubai Tennis Championships. SF. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. 1-6, 6-4, 6-3. 2026 Australian Open. QF. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. 6-2, 7-6. 2024 Canadian Open. F. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. 6-3, 2-6, 6-1. 2024 Charleston Open. 2R. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. 3-6, 6-4, 7-6. 2020 Cincinnati Open. 2R. Jessica Pegula. Amanda Anisimova. 7-5, 6-2. Jessica Pegula and Amanda Anisimova's head-to-head record. We tried to change things up, we played a lot of cat and mouse points, and they mostly went my way, so that was good. The interviewer suggested winning the title would be the perfect birthday present for Pegula, who turns 32 on Tuesday. It would be an amazing birthday present, said Pegula. I'm not going to mention how old I am turning, but it's going to be too old to where I don't want to talk about it. I am really excited to be in my first final here. I came here with the intention of thinking I can play well in these conditions and go deep, so I'm happy to get a shot at the title tomorrow. She will play her first Dubai final on Saturday. But which player, Gauff or Svitolina, would she rather meet? Jessica Pegula's records against Coco Gauff and Alina Svitolina. Pegula has a winning head-to-head record against both players she could face in the final. The match had tilted, swayed, and twisted in on itself the way only a three-setter can. On one side of the net stood Jessica Pegula, measured, analytical, steady as a metronome. On the other, Amanda Anisimova, mercurial, explosive, capable of painting lines with a kind of fearless precision that turns matches upside down in minutes. The first two sets had been a study in contrasts. Pegula absorbed. Anisimova attacked. Pegula built points brick by brick. Anisimova detonated them. When the second set slipped away, Pegula walked to her chair with the calm exterior that had become her signature. She took the towel, pressed it to her face, and let the roar of the crowd dissolve into something distant and underwater. Across the court, Anisimova bounced lightly on her toes, eyes blazing. The momentum was hers. The third set would decide everything. The changeover. Grand Slam stadiums are strange ecosystems. Thousands of people sit in silence while two athletes wage a private war in public. The scoreboard looms like an impartial judge. Coaches sit in their designated boxes, unable to intervene directly, communicating only in fragments of eye contact, posture, and belief. Pegula looked up toward her box. Her coach didn't gesture wildly. He didn't need to. He knew her game was not built on emotional surges but on clarity, on problem-solving, on control. Still, as she later disclosed, she leaned slightly back in her chair, glanced up, and said something that cut straight through the tension. I told him, if I'm going to lose this, it's not going to be because I rushed. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But it was decisive. A match of margins. Against Anisimova, rushing is the great temptation. Her ball strikes come early, flat, and fierce. She redirects pace as if it's an afterthought. Blink, and she's taken the racket out of your hands. The instinctive reaction is to match fire with fire, to press, to go bigger, to try and end points before she does. Pegula understood that trap. I said, I'm going to make her play one more ball. Every time. The statement was less about defense and more about discipline. In modern tennis, patience can feel radical, especially under the lights of a slam, especially when momentum seems to hum on the other side of the net. But Pegula's career has been built on radical patience. The internal shift. The third set began not with a thunderclap, but with a recalibration. Pegula stepped to the baseline and bounced the ball deliberately before serving. Her rhythm slowed by a fraction. Her shoulders relaxed. She wasn't playing Anisimova's tempo anymore. She was imposing her own. Inside her mind, the instruction repeated like a mantra. Make her hit one more. Not defensive lobs. Not passive slices. But heavy, deep, probing balls that pushed Anisimova a step back. High-margin targets. Back to the patterns that had brought Pegula into the top tier of the sport. The first rally stretched to 12 shots. Then 14. Then 17. Anisimova went for a line. The ball missed by inches. Pegula didn't celebrate. She nodded. It was working. The conversation in the box. Later, Pegula would explain that her words to her coach were also a reminder to herself. I told him, stay on me if I start speeding up. That was the vulnerability. Even the calmest competitor feels the pull of urgency in a deciding set. The brain whispers, finish it now. Don't let this drag out. But Pegula wanted accountability. She wanted to see her coach's steady gaze if she drifted from the plan. In that moment, the coaching box became less a source of instruction and more a mirror, reflecting back the discipline she needed to maintain. Anisimova, meanwhile, was still swinging freely. Her winners drew gasps. Her errors drew murmurs. The margin between brilliance and risk was razor-thin. Pegula's margin was wider by design. The tactical adjustment. Beyond mindset, there were subtle shifts. Pegula began targeting Anisimova's forehand with more height, pushing the strike zone upward. She changed the depth of her returns, mixing shorter angles with deep, heavy drives. She forced movement, side to side, then forward, then back.